Hello!
Welcome to Toy Trash Talks.
I'm Lex.
And I'm Via. So, what are we looking at today?
Today, we're doing something pretty special. It's the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. In celebration, we're looking at a set from the far-off year of 2021.
2021 feels like it was about 30 years ago.
It's Jurassic Park X Transformers, Tyrannicon Rex, and JP93, a set that's right in the middle of my personal Venn diagram. This set is part of the Transformers collaborative line, a series of toys that jumps between Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, and a Dracula, for some reason.
But first, what about the packaging?
It's a big box. Look at this box.
Autobot JP93.
That's his name.
Transformers.
It's very inspired by the T-Rex breakout from Jurassic Park, which is arguably one of the most iconic scenes in film history.
Also, arguably one of the most traumatic scenes in movie history.
Yeah. The packaging is also really thematic. It's full of Easter eggs. Oh, there's Mr. DNA. He just wants a drop of your blood. I do really appreciate the little cardboard Explorer chew toy. It's a neat little dinorama. How do you feel about the packaging?
Overall, it's dope.
Should we start with the toy vehicle or the dino?
The dino is definitely the main attraction, so we should build up to it. Let's start with the sidekick.
Poor JP93. He was really tucked into the side of the box there. But now he's free to go forth and explore.
Ugh.
He's an officially licensed Ford Explorer from the movie.
Yay!
The bio of Mr. 93 here really hypes up the Ford mode. It's all about that 30-year-old, state-of-the-art GPS jungle stuff and all-terrain drive. JP93 is a really amazing recreation of said vehicle. The way it's been decked out is really fucking awesome. It has all the right colors and lovely jungle stripes everywhere. They've even gone and painted out the black grille and the tail lights. There's some great tiny Jurassic Park logos, and even over here it has a tiny Ford logo.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cute. The printing for the Jurassic logos is really nice.
It's nice and crisp. You'll notice it's car number 4, which is the one that gets crushed by the T-Rex. But don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He has a cool era-appropriate shotgun, which can be mounted on the roof.
Nothing suspicious here.
What do you think of the Dino snack box here?
I enjoyed the colors. I think they are like a day gecko. There's this reptilian color scheme. The more I look at it, the more I'm reminded of jelly and custard. It's a pleasant combination to look at, oddly enough. I really dig the smoky clear plastic they chose for the windows. However, I seriously doubt that they are actually dino-proof.
Probably not. I mean, we did see an example in the movie of them being very, very undino-proof. But they've clearly spared no expense for the vehicle mode.
No expense.
JP is just a human name. Why do you have a human name? Ah!
I don't have a problem with saying JP93. I think it's fine to me. I don't know.
Let's get him into his man-person mode, shall we?
Let's.
Transformation feels basic, but it's not that bad. The wheel and shoulder look is pretty neat.
He's got a bit of a face going on. He looks like he's gonna tell me off for doing graffiti. His head seems kinda smushed.
JP's smushed face is an amalgamation of Alan Grant and Robert Muldoon, with a funky hat.
I don't really see it.
He has the hat, baby.
Okay.
I dig the big dumb Explorer chest, but oh no, there's a big gap just below it. He's got no waist swivel either, which has become a staple of most modern Transformers. Some expense was spared.
The peaky hole is huge.
Peaky hole. Robot paint is pretty minimal, and the tooling for this mode feels a little simple, but it's a nice contrast with the 90s neon green and Dino Danger stripes.
He's a bit of a basic bitch, and that's okay.
It's just a basic bitch game warden.
Stop! Dinosaur! He looks a bit stiff, like he needs to learn how to have a good time.
He just wants to do a good job and get those dinosaurs back into containment. He may be stiff, but direct your attention to those booty shorts.
Oh no, I can't unsee the hot pants.
It's hot in the jungle, baby. Hot pants, big boots, shotgun.
And what a statement. Comment below, dear viewer, on what your personal attire in the jungle would be if you were a space robot in the jungle.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
You'll notice, even though the box labels JP93 and Autobot, he's got no badges on him. So, is he hiding out at Isla Nublar, or does he work for John Hammond?
Conspiracy.
Other than that, JP93 has some decent articulation, minus the waist joint. I'm quite happy with the robot mode. But before we move on to our main attraction, do you have any final thoughts for JP93 here?
My overall thoughts are about a 6.5 out of 10. He's got nice details and cool colors, but a smushed in face and no personality. So there.
JP93 is a pretty simple robot ranger guy, but he has a really charming 90s vibe. Those classic Jurassic colors get me every time, and the attention to detail for the Jungle Explorer mode is outstanding. And on the door here, it says ASIC Park. So that's pretty good. 10 out of 10.
And that's JP93.
JP93. Dino DNA. It looks like we're approaching the Tyrannosaur paddock, but that's not Rexy. It's Tyrannicon Rex.
She's big. She's busty.
What do you mean, busty?
Like, she's busting out of the paddock in order to eat your face. I don't know. I don't know what her motivations are.
This is the question I posed to you. Is Tyrannicon Rex a robot that scanned the Jurassic Park T-Rex?
Alright.
Or is Tyrannicon Rex the Jurassic Park T-Rex that has become a transforming space robot somehow? The packaging seems to present her as a T-Rex that can also transform.
Yeah, I feel like it's the former. She crossed dimensions and she landed at Jurassic Park dimension. One step leads to another, and now she's a fucking T-Rex, you know?
It could be like that Garfield movie, where he goes to England and switches places with that rich lookalike cat.
I don't think I've seen that.
But like, it's that situation. Tyrannicon and Rexy have switched places, and now there's a T-Rex having adventures in space. And the robot is happy being inside a paddock, occasionally escaping to eat a lawyer or whatever.
I don't think I've seen the Garfield movie you're referring to, but I think that might be the case.
A tale of two Rexies.
We should get back to our Meatysaurus here.
Spoilers. I really like Tyrannicon's bitching beast mode. The figure is a reuse of the recent Kingdom Beast Megatron, who's a big purple T-Rex that we are very familiar with in this household.
Yes. This T-Rex is super chunky. Her entire anatomy is defined by chunks.
She's got those Cretaceous thighs and that Mesozoic booty.
There are some gaping issues, particularly around the knee and the hips, but she makes up for it in other ways.
There are some really interesting engineering things happening here, which unfortunately lead to some gappy weirdness, but it also means the badass beast mode isn't a brick like a lot of animal-type Transformers. The mini legs are on a slider, which allows it to move naturally while accommodating for the transformation.
I particularly love her little chicken drumsticks.
Chicken drumsticks?
Yeah, check out the chicken legs. At a particular stance and angle, the legs are very reminiscent of drumsticks. And I love that. I think that's so fun.
Her tail can wag, and in a rare feat of Dinoformers, there's head articulation. The little neck flaps are on springs, so it'll try not to break the illusion, although it will almost immediately. But I appreciate the level of engineering that went into this Robo Dino Queen.
It's all an illusion. If you use a little bit of your imagination, this toy is impeccable.
It is impeccable. When I first got it, I was just carrying it around in this mode. It's just so fun to hold, mostly because it's just a big old dumb T-Rex.
The textures are fantastic. They feel really good. She has a great weight to her.
A lot of the beast mode has a rubbery skin, which gives it a real feel kind of texture. It doesn't have the same hand feel as a typical Transformer.
She does have a bit of a snub nose, like a little bulldog.
The dino head does have a little bit of a strange mammalian vibe going on, but we lucked out and got the Tyrannicon with the good eyes. A number of the others I've seen look stoned or sleepy.
Yeah, we got the one with the good face.
Like her movie counterpart, the alt mode paintwork is really good. It's almost spot on compared to Rexy herself.
I agree. The paint looks great.
Here's one thing that's kind of creepy but pretty neat. Those neck flaps, they're red underneath, and it looks kind of like flesh.
It's kind of weird, guys. Just saying. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
It's a very Jurassic Park thing. A lot of the toys have a dino damage feature that reveals chunks of flesh.
That's kind of gross, but someone's into it.
For even more Jurassic horror, you can plug a bunch of silly, compatible things into the T-Rex mouth ports.
I don't like that, man.
Before we get to bot mode, how do you feel about the beast?
The anatomical incorrectness bothers me a little. There's some parts I really shouldn't be seeing. But the textures, her proportions, and her highly articulate nature definitely adds points. I would give it a solid 7 out of 10 for general vibes.
I would rate it higher, at least an 8. As a big Jurassic Park mark, I'm super into this. It's an incredibly satisfying dino mode, the paintwork is good, and the vibe is on point. In my headcanon, this is probably the form she cruises around in. In her mechanical heart, she's just a raging T-Rex and wants to be free, like all of us do.
Absolutely.
Fuck capitalism, be a T-Rex.
No work, just rah-rah.
Alright, let's transform one more time.
One more time.
Compared to her boxmate, the transformation of Tyrannicon Rex is way more complicated, and is quite horrific, involving turning a T-Rex inside out and revealing the robot within. The whole sequence is a little scary with all the big chunks passing each other, but it's also very impressive. At some point, the whole spinal column detaches and reattaches in another direction. Very cool.
That's wild. Would you say it's a satisfying transformation?
Yeah, it's very satisfying. It's a different vibe, really. And here we are. Tyrannicon Rex in all her robot mode glory. What do you think?
She is rather imposing.
Her look is a lot to take in. What with the T-Rex head hand, the Dinobot shoulder, and the strange chompy chomp weapon there.
I love the dino legs. Whether she's a dinosaur or in the robot form, ain't nothing wrong with dino thigh highs.
Much like JP93, there's not much color to her robot mode, but there's some really nice mechano detailing. It's simple, but it's striking compared to her beast skin. The black and red serve as a nice homage to the film's logo, and we do like homages.
I like the simple color scheme. It's complementary to the coloration that the T-Rex mode was given.
Head design is sick looking, really invokes a beastie warrior vibe. The red visor really pops. Despite most of the alt mode ending up as a theropod backpack, the articulation is phenomenal. The figure can be really dynamic, and I haven't really had a problem with any of the junk getting in the way.
Doesn't bother her. She can still do the thing.
Should we bring this tour to a close? Any final thoughts?
I like the simple nature of the robot mode. It doesn't feel overbearing like the T-Rex mode does. It steals the show. I like them both, but I do enjoy the robot mode more.
That's interesting. I feel like the robot mode is very secondary to the alt mode, but it's still really badass. T-Rex mode is really number one for me. However, I really like how both forms feel so different. A transforming tactile experience is wonderful.
She's definitely a queen.
A Jurassic queen. After careful consideration, would you endorse this set?
Yes. Tyrannicon Rex is worth the purchase. JP93 is great in his own right. They feel like very different types of toys, even though they come in the same package. And that package is fantastic.
The different feel between the two toys is really interesting. Overall, the set is cool. I like both of the things, and both things put together really does it for me. Jurassic Park means a lot to me, and having that represented by Transformers activates the wish fulfillment gland in my brain. It feels like at least someone behind the design of this set felt the same way. Do you know what they say about Jurassic Park fans?
What do they say about Jurassic Park fans?
They do move in herds.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
Whoa, that was a long one. Almost 65 million years in the making.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
We really appreciate it. We'd also appreciate maybe a like, maybe a follow if you enjoy our content and you want to see some more.
Slap that bell icon and remember, always double check for any weaknesses in your dinosaur paradox. And we'll see you next time.
Bye. Life finds a way.
Bye.